Now let's take a look at a video featuring our 4 outstanding conference co-chairs. Lulu Wang, Anla Chiang, David and Gina Chu, and Bernard Joei.
They've done a fantastic job this year in every aspect of the event, and here they speak about this year's conference and the Gala theme, Bridge to Change.
I do feel we are at a critical time in relations between U.S. and China. And since the mission of Committee 100 is to bridge the two countries, and our conference is a very important platform, it was important to make sure that this conference was as effective and comprehensive as we could make it. And to bring thought leaders in America and China together to explore issues of common importance. The Bridge to Change really does capture 2 important notions. One, the notion of bridging, because there is a chasm between the two countries, and we feel in many ways there's more things in common than points of difference between the two countries. So the bridge is an important symbol, but also to change. We are in a rapidly changing world, and change is exciting, but it's also scary. And I think if we explore how we have many of these concerns in common, how we can work together to find resolutions, we will be far more effective in working against each other.
Decades ago, when I first went to the Shenzhen stock market with my husband, we saw the brand new interior with hundreds of staff running around with wonderfully new outfits. And the floor was bright red and white, and everybody wanted some action. But the stock volume was so low, they only traded $100,000 a day. Today, when you combine the Shanghai and the Shenzhen stock exchanges, they trade over $4 billion a day. Despite the fervent embrace of Western business style, we find often there are those who find China's intentions and motives questionable. Some are even quite threatened by this. So it is important for us to continue this dialogue through education and to bridge our differences and to find the commonality that we have amongst the two countries.
I think there is going to be a lot of opportunity for the two countries to really collaborate in many different fronts, from scientific point of view, from the potential economic point of view, as well as environmentally. The U.S. has a lot of these technology, could bring tremendous amount of know-how and as well as guidance to help some of the Chinese companies and government to shaping some of their future policy. When I travel to China, I mean, people are very open-minded because for them it's a growing country. They need to adopt new ideas. They look in America as an extremely advanced country. And then, frankly speaking, a lot of my friends in China, all they want to talk about is how Americans do things. And I think that one of the things that an American government needs to understand, that China is not, as some country out there, is from adversarial position, but really trying to learn from American policy and American policy, because American has demonstrated to the world this is one of the most effective countries in the world in many different ways.
Such an interest in China, it's spilling over onto organizations such as C100. To the extent that this conference bridges the gap between perception and reality, this conference will really help the business community better understand China. The U.S. has been, for many years, a Europe-centric, economy from the standpoint of trade. But now China is playing such a dominant part, and one needs to understand them in order to do business with them. And I think that's something that the C100 can really help promote.
Committee 100 members, each individual of them is a powerhouse in his or her own capacity. And imagine if you group them together, working towards a common goal for a good cause, or a focused mission. Wow, I think it's very influential. It's very effective. It's very simple. Human needs, human nature It's the same everywhere, through a different dialogue, through a different channel. And I would like to believe with each individual member coming together as a group, it will make so much difference in its focused way in terms of US and China. And it will bring people to understand each other better. So I think there's a noble mission with a very simple idea, which is making world a better place and making a difference in humankind.
They are terrific.
We're very grateful to our co-chairs for putting together this event. Before dinner is served, we're in for a treat. The talented basso cantate, Mr. Tian, will sing for us. He is my fellow Committee of 100 member since 2006. Tian was born in Beijing and raised during the Cultural Revolution. He arrived here in America with just $50 in his pocket, and he'd never before seen a Western opera.
And today, he is one of the best-known Asian opera singers. This year marks his 16th consecutive season at the Metropolitan Opera, as well as opera companies throughout the world. This past winter, he performed the role of the General alongside Placido Domingo in Tan Dun's Metropolitan Opera debut of The First Emperor. And this week, he's been busy singing the role of Timur for the opera Turandot, but we got very lucky because we grabbed him tonight to sing for us this evening. He gave us a bit of a scare, though. When I asked him if he was going to be singing, he looked at me in a blank way and said, "I'm singing? You're singing." And we're happy to be able to have him and break his schedule out so he could join us for his first Committee of 100 annual conference.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tian.
I don't know why I'm a little nervous. I mean, even nervous than last night, on stage at the Mack. And because I think, first of all, probably I'm so excited, and I feel also I'm so honored and to be here with you all, and to attend my first conference and the gala dinner of Committee 100. So I have been thinking about what I can contribute to the committee. Probably that's one of the reasons, I feel a little bit and tension here. And also, was a little bit hard for me to decide what I'm going to sing. And it's always, hard for singers to decide a program. And then last night at the Met, in my dressing room, and finally I decided to sing a song for you, and which is very meaningful to me and also meaningful to my wife. And because I learned this song actually 24 years ago when I just arrived in this country, and hardly I know I spoke a little bit English, and in my first concert in Denver, and I wanted to find an American song, and from the musical I mean to sing for the audience, and my wife Martha and taught me a song and also played for me in my first concert in this country. And so for such enchanted evening, for such great people here, let me sing a song. It's called Some Enchanted Evening.